The direct threat SAP, almost $100 in the Steam market right now as of August 2025. And here I am in game, give that a good look. Now this came out a good several years ago and it has a pretty absurd aim sight, which you can see right there, where the lower half of it is transparent. It looks as if it's just basically floating. But another interesting detail is, of course, it glows in the dark. Yep, a transparent floating glow-in-the-dark aim sight. So I guess that's why it costs $100. Okay, fair play. But on August 4th, 2025, we saw a very interesting brand new SAP skin being introduced to the game. Because for the August 2025 Force Wipe, we saw the introduction of the Pilot Pack. Now, the most notable thing in here is, of course, the Pilot Hazmat, skin. But there are some other interesting things in here, like the special Code Lock skin, the cool looking throne, but most notably for this video, the M15 pistol. So here I am in game wearing the Pilot Hazmat, and here I am holding the M15 pistol. Get a good look at that in third person. Now, just to repeat, the Pilot Pack costs about $13, and if I could just hold this in my hand, give that a good look, pew, pew, give that a nice little reload. You might question, okay, why am I making such a fuss about the pistol? Yeah, it's a special design for a SAP skin, but what is so special? When you look at it at night time, you'll see. Oh. Yeah, $13 for the whole pack is quite considerably cheaper compared to a $100 direct threat SAP. Oh, yeah. Now, of course, you also get the very cool special throne skin. That's a chair skin. You get the very cool looking black box, small box. You get the cool looking Code Lock skin, the Pilot Hazmat skin, and of course, this as well. So, are you interested? Do you happen to see a lot of value? Feel free to comment below. Predictions video. Let's just jump straight into it. Okay, so let's address an issue that a lot of people are bringing up to me. With all the skins from the previous week, you can't find them on the Steam market. So, as you can see here, Island Assault Tier 2. I tried to search for it earlier. I can't find it. What's going on? Well, this is a Steam issue. So if you don't know how to URL edit, I'll show it to you right now. See the whole name here for the item name, the skin? Well, if I just highlight pants and type in kilt, make sure it's capitalized. There you go. It's right there. So basically, this actually happened back in April time. If you remember, around Easter time. Nobody can list their skins. Yes, this is a problem, but unfortunately, it's out of FacePuncher's control. It's a Steam issue. This isn't only affecting Rust, by the way. If you're aware of Sandbox, the up-and-coming sequel, essentially, to Gmod, well, that's been getting a lot of new cosmetics recently, and even the new ones in that, unfortunately, are struggling with this issue. So if there was like a brand new TF2 cosmetics out, or if there was like a brand new batch of like CS2 skins, they would have this issue as well. It's a Steam issue. So unfortunately, nobody can list their brand new like Island Assault skins or any other skins from the previous week. But listen, if you don't need to sell, you don't have to sell. But let me tell you, if you wanted to sell, you can still sell directly to the highest biders here. It is possible. But this issue very likely will be resolved in about a week. So let's just stay calm, relax. There's nothing to worry about. It's happened before and it'll be fixed again. Okay? So please chill out. So I'm sure you understand that. But let me also showcase this to you. If you don't know how to get to all these skins, if you go to Skinalytics, the website I'm currently using, if you were to hover over 3 dots, there you go, view marketplace, click that, there you go, I've got the link, I can see it now. So there you go, that's how that works. We understood? Cool. Right, now let's address another problem. You probably don't realise this, but I'm about 12 hours since the Rust was rotated. Right now as I record this. Yes, I've been up for quite a while. But if you don't notice it immediately, there's a big problem with the sales of all these skins. It's looking pretty excessive. So, of course, it was August Force Wipe. We did have quite a lot of people turning up, over 190,000. Lovely. But, yeah, these sales are quite problematic. And I'll quickly explain. Right now it's August. Next month, September. And then the month after that, October. We're now entering the dreaded autumn fall seasonal dip. Most skins in Rust are now expected to drop off. Now, the reason for that is, of course, because kids are going to go back to school. School, college, you name it, less people playing the game, lower demand for skins. And then, of course, prices drop off. This is a routine thing that happens every single year, so don't panic, all right? Eventually, as we steer towards Christmas and post-Christmas, so December and January time, you'll see prices go back up again, most likely to new all-time high prices. So Just deal with that, don't worry. But with the excessive sales we're seeing here, unfortunately, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot of these being listed on the Steam market. Now, not all the skins here are like doomed, but don't be surprised if you see a lot of them being listed at some point over the course of the next several weeks. That's this is what we're seeing as of now, but let me just kind of showcase this to you. So let's look at the first 24 hours of sales from the previous week. So if I just quickly go over to here, there you go. Top selling skin after 24 hours, Sinotype components, that had over 20,000 subscribers. To be precise, 20,707. And then you've got like Island Assault here with 16,000, and then the other two pieces here with over 15,000. It was a bit ridiculous. Let's now hop back over to here. 12 hours in. I would just quickly refresh this as well, just to kind of get the point across, because I need to make sure we're up to date. Oh, look, there you go, 21,000. Oh, yeah. Then 12,800 here, 11,000. Like, all of these skins here are selling quite a lot. And it is looking to be a bit of a worry. So, if you're looking at all these skins and questioning, okay, what's the smartest approach then? Buy orders. More specifically, all the skins here, except the SAR and the boots, all of them are abnormal. So I would now point you to, in the direction. Please consider watching my most recent abnormal barders video right there for August 7, 2025. Watch the first 5 minutes, then look in the chapter, skip ahead to the barders, and you'll basically get the general gist of what abnormals are. Super helpful and very, very useful in terms of trying to make a good decision in regards to making an investment with Rust skins. But looking at how everything's currently panning out at the moment, it really does look like buy orders are going to be the way. Like, if you're looking at wanting to buy an extra 50 of these skins, yes, buy orders. But if you've already bought one for yourself, a treat for yourself, a gift to yourself, that's different, right? That's something for you. But wanting to make some lovely, sweet, delicious profit, yeah, it really does look like buy orders is going to be the best option for this week. So, okay, we've addressed two issues very quickly. But now, let's look at all these skins and try and figure out what's potentially the best investment for this week. So, looking at how things have panned out, I think I want to talk about the Island Assault Team backpack first. All right. So let me just quickly, establish this. We just mentioned this with the previous week. We saw some pretty ridiculous sales here, and well, how much did these reach up to? 37,000 subscribers and 35,000 plus subscribers. I don't think the backpack's going to match up to that. With the current sales, it could probably match up to the hoodie and pants, or slightly less. Now, out of the whole collection, that shouldn't be too bad. Yes, it's going to sell more compared to the tier 3, but I still expect the backpack to be in a pretty decent spot, and we are anticipating more for this collection. Yes, a jacket this weekend, the upcoming weekend. But now I have to quickly showcase something to you. So if I were to just quickly go to the Steam market, as you can sit here and see, the chest plate is selling quite nicely, but it has dropped off from the peak player count I reached last week. If we go over to here, to the workshop page, and look at the collection links, the collection link right here, you'll see all the skins. They've all basically been accepted, except the version 2 of Hoodie Pants. But you'll notice there's discussions here. As you can see, the skin creator is asking everybody for help in terms of what do you want to see being made next? That's all he's asking for. Because initially he only wanted to do like a clothing armor set, and then that's it. Done. But he's seen how, successful and in demand and how much people really like this collection. He's realized that, and he's like, well, okay, hang on a minute. Fine. If you know what, I'll make more if you truly want me to make more. He's a newer skin creator. He hasn't had tons of skins accepted, but he probably just wants to keep himself somewhat grounded. But now he's like, you know what, I can see there's a huge demand for all of this. I'm willing to give it a shot. So you see the link to this here? I'll have that in the description. And by all means, please click it and then offer your own opinion. He's asking for what you would prefer to see being made next. So that's the format. Look at what everybody's saying here. You don't have to offer like an explanation. You could just write down what you want to see. Simple as. So cool. So backpack. I think this is the only grey backpack we've ever seen. Part of the matte grey design of what we have of the Island Assault collection. And last week I made a video showcasing how it does blend in very nicely with like monuments, stand in the shade. It's pretty hard to spot you. A lot of people said, well, you could just do that with blackout. True. This is kind of more approachable in terms of the price at the moment. Sort of. it did rise up, but it is going back down a fair bit now. So as long as this whole collection remains in demand, I can't help but assume as time goes on, it will work out all right. Even the skins that have sold quite a lot. Last night, I went ahead and bought 200 kills. Actually, I bought 100, and then once we found out what the new skins were going to be for the next Rust store, because they were announced, but they weren't, the actual rotation didn't happen for like an extra 20 minutes. Watch my Rust rotation video to understand what happened. I actually jumped in and bought an extra 100 kills. I feel confident in it. I see the demand is there. I know it's going to be a bit iffy over the course of the next couple months as we go through September, October, November. But post-Christmas, I'm banking on that there's going to be a lot of people actively wanting to get this, use it, appreciate it, and of course prices will be going up. So this backpack here, with it being part of it, with the jacket on the horizon, with potentially even more skins being made now, I feel confident that that very likely will be a nice, somewhat long-term investment. So you can offer your own opinion in regards to that, but yeah, consider giving me, look at my Rust rotation video and seeing what I said. But yeah, I think it blends in nicely. I think people appreciate it. Blah, blah, blah. Yep. You get the idea. Cool. Right. So the next thing I want to talk about is a very iffy type of situation. And you're going to need to watch my Rust rotation video. You're going to need to see it for yourself. That Fuselage sheet metal door. Right now, it's like bang right in the middle in terms of sales. The sales it currently has is okay for what it is. For this sheet metal door right here, it's a transparent window and it glows in the dark. Where have we seen this before? Oh yeah, Brutalist sheet metal door, Bombshell sheet metal door, B sheet metal door, and unfortunately other skins like Juggernaut and Protector. Now you probably can't get a good idea of how that looks, so again please consider watching my Rust rotation video and skip ahead to the part where I showcase this. But yeah, a lovely, nice, head height window that you can see through. Transparency is useful. It's essentially a pay-to-win skin, but which way is it going to go? So you could look up all the sheet metal doors and you realise like Brutalist is one of the most expensive. So here we go. Let's go take a look at all the Brutalist doors. They're all doing very nicely, but the $14 one over here, yeah, that's what's 13 now. Well, actually that's a straggler. But anyway. That has a lot of transparency. It glows very nicely. That is $14. We also have Bombshell. So let's just quickly go over to here. Part of the well-established Bombshell collection. You'll see for yourself that this is currently sitting here at $6. So yeah, transparency and glow in the dark works out very nicely for sheet metal doors, but not all of them. In the past, we've seen some other ones. I'm only going to quickly look at Juggernaut. This had pretty much a decent amount of vision, not the best. The glow in the dark was fine, but unfortunately, look at it now. That was a $2.49 skin. I think it was a $3 skin. It ain't that price anyway. So, as you could see, it's only $1 now. So, not everything always works out nicely. But if the sales are reasonable, fingers crossed, maybe the Fuselage sheet metal door will work out. I'm definitely going to have to make a short video showcasing that specifically, and we'll see what TikTok thinks and whatnot. But yes, it is a pay-to-win sheet metal door, and if it does like get the attention, I think it will be retaining its price quite nicely. And this is where I should quickly take a look at the B sheet metal door. This was accepted earlier this year, and for quite a long time, it has been retaining its value. It's been in the positive at some points in the summer, but it has slipped down below its Rust store price slightly at the moment. So yeah, just take a look at the sales. You'll see it has been doing quite all right, but now it's starting to slip, and we're getting closer and closer to September and October. If anything, take a look at that door as well. Right then, so cool. Let's just quickly hop out of here for your consideration, but it is abnormal. We can wait until Wednesday, then we can approach it. Next skin I want to talk about Sinotype Ore, but more specifically, long term. I'm talking in about a year's time, Sinotype Ore Large Box very likely could work out well. But, unfortunately, with what we're expecting, with the amount of sales, I just can't help but assume it's going to have a pretty awkward time over the course of the next 2 months. You're better off with a buy order for sure, 100%. This is obviously selling at $2.49, but have you seen all the other boxes? Aside from, of course, firearms, the other ones are just basically retaining their value. So over to here, meds, we could see that this has, it's listed at $2.92. The barders are still there to keep it up, but it's not exactly a huge profit, is it? No. And then over to here, ammo, as we can see, the barders, Yep, they're essentially close, you know, $2.78. And oh, look, there's that guy listing 46. Thanks, buddy. But then again, look at all the borders here. So it's not really going up that much. It's not really going down that much. It's just basically there, retaining its value, slightly in the positive. Now, of course, this one over here, you can't actually see properly. It does have borders going all the way up to, let's see here. What is it? You going to tell me? $2.49. Okay. But that last night, looking at that skin, I thought that sold quite a lot last week. And I was like, you know what, guys, we're all better off just sticking with a buy order. As you can see, there's no borders going above $2.50 there or anything. We did see it with the other ones. So, yes. This next one, with the sales, I think we're probably going to want to do like a $2 buy order at best. And if we see the other large boxes doing similar numbers, yeah, we'll probably want to play it a little bit safer from now on, because these ones do look like they're going to have tons of listings on the Steam market. And with the other Sinotype large boxes, I've been seeing sales of over 500 a day. People like them. There is demand, and I'm pretty sure as time goes on, they will still hold up a reasonable amount of price, especially during good times, summers, post-Christmas. But if you're looking at that, you know, wanting to make an investment, you probably want to wait until the beginning of October. Look at it. It'll probably be like $1.80, maybe $2. That's the thing I'm worried about. So we'll see how things pan out. One thing that will definitely be a massive crux to this whole Sinotype collection is if we see another storage collection appear immediately afterwards. But that's only number 5. We're kind of expecting at least 15 to 18 large box skins as a whole collection. So keep an eye on the workshop for now. Keep an eye out for all the new skins being produced. But 5 in a row at the moment. And don't be too worried. Listen, at some point there will be a break. We had a break in between with Heatseeker weapon skins, didn't we? And then look, they returned afterwards. So that there, be wary. At some point over the course of the next few weeks, we're going to have like a 1 or 2 week break from this, but then it will return back to normal. So cool. Looking at all the other skins here, I think now I want to talk about the Jackhammers. I'll say both of them. Now the reason I say both is because number one, we don't actually have that many Jackhammer skins in game. We have like 15 to 20. I don't know the actual number. If SCMM was up, I'll be able to find out quickly. But anyway, this year we've seen the Black Ops Jackhammer, and we've seen the Fancy Orb Twitch Drop, the nice blue Jackhammer skin that was given away for absolutely free. And now we have these two. An incredibly rare sight. 2 Jackhammers in the same roster. Oh, what? But are they saying a little bit too much at the moment? One thing I've got to remind you, with the Black Ops Jackhammer, that did 28,000 subscribers, which is quite a lot. With the arrival of these 2 Jackhammers today, this did kind of slump a little bit in terms of some people just immediately dumped to the highest buy order and they ran away. Now, it's not looking that bad. It's still close to $2.49, but after seeing that reaction today, we better hope we don't see another Jackhammer skin for a while. Yes. So, yeah, people have reacted already, but going back over to here, Isoprem, a very nice, very shiny, lovely, hot, warm coloured design. Consider watching my rust rotation video to get a much better look at that. It looks pretty, and it is a collection continuation, because, of course, earlier this year we had the L96. But just to remind you, that L96 sold for $2.49 as well, and it slipped down. It's down to less than $2 at the moment. That's no L96, though. And as I said, people do actually like using Jackhammers, but we don't actually have that many of these skins. But if we keep seeing more and more being accepted, I'm going to start getting worried. I want to keep an eye on what the sales look like. But for a while, that Black Ops Jackhammer was actually doing very well. So let's just quickly hop back over to here, look at its sales history. You can see it rode up quite nicely. At one point, selling for around $3.50. But then it went down. Yeah, Twitch drop, new skins. It's not too hard to be surprised by that. So, okay. So anyway, you're looking pretty. You're getting a little bit more attention. And then we have Aviator Jackhammer, a skin that's more pilot and airplane themed. A bit more grounded, not too crazy with its design. But if this doesn't sell too much, perhaps in the future, if people actively want to get another Jackhammer skin, all the better for it to rise up in price if there's only so many that have sold. But it's not too far off from Isoprem. But I am aware people do like Jackhammer skins, and the majority of them are in the positive. So you could pick and choose which one you prefer, but honestly, both of them are looking appealing. Both of them are abnormal. So, okay, point made. Looking at the remaining skins, I think I want to talk about the military boots. Now, my current projection in terms of what I expect that to potentially reach by next week, a very rough estimate, I think that's going to probably end up doing between 20 to 25,000 subscribers, maybe a fair bit more. That's not good in terms of comparing it with the other clothing armor pieces in its set. Yes, this is a collection continuation. It's another pair of boots where it's been waiting on a workshop for a very long time, and finally it's been accepted. But in this particular instance, it looks like the boots are going to be selling quite a fair bit more compared to the tier 3 and the tier 2, not the hoodie and pants though. So tier 3, just to remind you, the face mask there, that did just under 14,000 subscribers. The tier 2 pieces, let's go grab the kilt. Where's the kilt? There you are. That kilt did under 10,000 subscribers. Yep, 9,600. We're already at 9,000 subscribers with the boots right now. The gloves, as you can see here, they currently had, or what they had, 8,700 subscribers. So after 12 hours, these boots have already got 9,200 subscribers. Do you see the problem? However, have you seen the prices of military clothing as of recent? That's been rising up in price very, very nicely, and I've seen some of the skins appear on the front page today. Have you seen the price of Desert Raiders? Desert Raiders, the ever so nice desert camouflage skins, only keep getting, like, they only keep rising up in price. I think the face mask right now is just $60 all by itself. And I do believe military collection has been appreciated and people are buying it and people are using it as a budget alternative for some desert, desert camouflage. It's not exactly cheap, but it's cheaper. So having seen that these skins are getting actually being bought, and let me show something to you. See the hoodie here? $3.48. You think, oh, wow, that matched up perfectly with the other clothing armor skins, didn't it? No. This did 44,000 subscribers because it was accepted back in, what was it, August 2023? Complete the sets. Loads of people just instantly assumed that's going to be easy money. And no. For a very long time, that was down real bad. But as I said, the sheer silliness of the prices we have seen for Desert Raiders has caused this to rise up in price ever so nice because people are getting a bit desperate. But yeah, no, that went from like 50 cents American to $3.48, and it keeps on climbing because people just can't afford Desert Raiders. So, okay, that eventually went went up in price and whatnot. But I've got to just sit here and say it. Couldn't you just use standard boots? Or, if you have a pale skin character, just not wear anything. I guess it wouldn't really make that much of a difference. Hide your feet in the sand. I don't know if it's going to be super necessary, but I could still see the benefits of, well, it's still part of the military collection. People still look at it as desert camouflage, and it'll still probably keep rising up in price. But I'm still very, cautious with the amount of sales it has. So I can see good things, I can see bad things. Maybe a smart barter would be the way to go about it. It's not abnormal though, but Wednesday we can look at the sales and still make a consideration. Cool. Right then, so looking at the remaining skins, I think I want to talk about both garage doors. You have the very flashy glow-in-the-dark one over here. So yep, let's give that one a good look. This was accepted due to the fact that we got the Pilot Hazmat DLC being accepted today, and well, just look at him. Final Flight garage door. A very wacky, very silly design. And please consider watching my Rust rotation video to get a good look at it in game. And the pilot pack, that being the hazmat and all that. Goofy, silly. I think people will like it. But I wouldn't be surprised if it still goes below its Rust price. With the amount of garage doors we've had accepted so far this year, it's only getting a bit more worrying. We're definitely going to have a record-breaking amount of garage doors being introduced this year. Sunflowers is also looking very pretty, serene, peaceful, not sounding too wacky. But even then, that's still expected to go down in price. What I'm suggesting is, I won't be surprised that there's going to be a decent amount of demand for them, but you're going to have to do a smart buy order. Both of them are abnormal. So we'll talk about this on Wednesday. We'll see what the sales look like by then. But for that, you might be able to pick it up for $1.50. For this one, you might be able to pick it up for $1. I need to see what the sales look like, then make considerations. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if people want to buy that. I wouldn't be surprised if people want to buy that. But in terms of, as time goes on, that's what we're going to have to bank on. So, cool. Looking at the remaining skins, that being the, the SAR and the double barrel shotgun and the tools, I can't help but assume all of them are going to go down to less than $1 or around $1. Sorry to say. Very sorry to say for the skin creators, but this is a behavior I keep seeing repeating over and over and over again. If I had SCMM up right now, I'd easily showcase to you all the SARs with like how many of them are in the red, how many of them in the green, and the majority of them are in the red. The majority of them go down to around $1. Sorry to say, but it's inevitable. Now, today, with the Dominus Mortis SAR being accepted, I saw the AK actually bounce up a bit. Now, for a while, this was down pretty bad. This was down to around barely $1. As you can see right now, it's now $2, which is nice to see, the price it sold for. But I'm not joking, for the majority of its time, it's just been down. Like, just barely there. Now, AK-47s tend to behave, well, exactly like SAR skins, or rather, SAR skins tend to behave exactly like AKs. Yeah, the design for the skin looks very cool. I'm not going to, dispute that. And again, watch my Rust rotation videos to see that for yourself. I just don't think it stands out enough to really maintain its price, and I wouldn't be surprised if it drops off like the AK did, and they both end up going back to where the AK was, which is around 60 cents to 80 cents. Sorry to say, but it's how other people react to it and behave around it and whatnot, especially as we're about to get closer and closer to October time. Double barrel shotgun does look cool. I will give it respect. However, it glows in the dark, and I just know for a fact, a lot of people are going to be very scared of that, and they're just going to instantly say, nope, don't want it, don't want to be glow in the dark at night time. I don't want people to see me. That's understandable. It's understandable. I get it. I understand. Again, watch my Rust rotation video to see the glow in the dark for yourself. It's only in the holes and to the side of the gun, but even then, it doesn't matter. People will be scared and people won't want to go near it. Okay. Having seen a Lunar New Year skin earlier this year, and I don't actually remember the name of it. What was the Lunar New Year skin earlier this year? If I type in DBS, I'll probably be able to find it. We had a Lunar New Year double barrel shotgun skin been accepted earlier this year, and that just went down in price instantly due to the fact that the whole thing glowed in the dark. This new one, the Afterburn, doesn't all glow in the dark, but just a little bit is enough for people to just be like, nope. But yeah, I can't remember the the name. It's been a while. Oh, there you go, Chinese Lantern. Oh, that was quick. Right. So yeah, right now, that's currently $1. I will not be surprised if we see this $3 skin also go down to $1. Very sorry to say, but I've seen how people react to these things. Gold chains, hatchet and pickaxe. This one might be a bit odd. They're not selling too much, but if you are aware of this, like I've said this many times in the past, and the most recent hatchet and pickaxe are a perfect example of this. Hatchet and pickaxe skins are just not liked. Just very straightforward answer there. They're just not liked. And if I could show you the antique tools that we got like a few months back, no, couple months back. Yeah, hatchet and pickaxe, they're both down to around $1. As you can see here, $1.20, and as you can see here, 85 cents. Well, technically $1.20, but the main point is they went down just like instantly. This is the behavior of most hatchet and pickaxe skins. Like, you could look at every single one of them, and like 80% of them will be below their rust or price. And I know that for a fact because I looked earlier when I looked at all the hatchets. So if I just quickly go over to here, you unfortunately cannot find pickaxes this way, but you can find hatchets. So what I want to do, right, is I want to search all of them by price, right? So we're looking at the most expensive one, and that one right there is being manipulated, so don't even trust that. But let's go to page 2, and we have now entered the point where we are at $2. So every skin that follows from here is below the normal average price you'd see a hatchet and pickaxe skin sell for in a rust store. That's about 80 skins right there, each. 80% of them down bad. So, I think you probably understand why I'm a bit hesitant with these two skins. However, gold chains, pure gold tools, well, that might be a little bit different. That might be a little bit interesting. But even then, I just can't help but assume it will go down to $1. I just can't help but assume it will go down to $1. Maybe it might do a little bit better because it's gold, haha. And at the moment, it is the lowest selling skins. But even then, my answer would be 60 cent to 80 cent barter. And it very likely still but remain being there, next week. So I'm sorry to say, but yeah. Now, if you bought that for yourself, again, you bought it as a treat. You supported the skin creator. Props to you. But as an investment, I'm going to stick with a barter, as I said a little bit earlier. So that is essentially everything. Now, please be aware, this whole Rust store may very well end up exactly like this as well. It could last for about 2 weeks. But just to remind you, it's a Steam issue. Steam has to fix it. Valve has to fix it. So, okay, cool. Is there anything else that we need to be aware of? Right now, I can point out the Twitch drops are currently available. So if you want to get general drops, watch anyone streaming Rust on Twitch. You can watch me if you really want to. You can get those for absolutely free. 8 hours of your time, you get all of them. And of course, to get all of these streamer skins, you have to watch them specifically. Just go to twitch.facepunch.com. You can see who's currently online, and you can jump in. You could go watch them. Cool, 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 cool. And if you want to get a very good look at all the skins, consider watching my August Twitch drops skin showcase, August 2025 skin shop. It's there. So I've lost my tongue. I've been up for a very long time. Sorry about that. And if you want to be informed of all the newer skins that have been submitted to the workshop, please consider watching my most recent Rust Workshop skin checks video. We've had plenty of, very nice looking collection continuations, and also a lot of wooden double door skins were submitted this week. And that is because the special chosen item that hasn't been getting that many skins as of recent, like last month where we saw the Salvage Dice Pit getting a lot of love, 4 skins in Rust doors, wooden double door for August 2025 is going to be getting a lot of love, and a lot of skins potentially, maybe, we'll see. So lots of skins have been submitted from notable collections. Could we see some wooden double doors being accepted in August 2025? We've got to keep an eye out from here on now. Cool. So we've addressed that. We've gone through other things. Is there anything else Hedge needs to address? Oh yeah, this will be linked in the description. Face Punch are asking you, yes you, what weapon would you like to see become skinnable next? A lot of people here didn't fully understand what was being asked. They're just basically asking for skins like Alien Relic. They're basically asking for camouflage skins. That was not what was asked. They're asking people what weapon, like, I don't know, the SKS. What would you like to see become skinnable next? Now, if you wish to take part, please, click the form here. You do need a Gmail account to take part, but, take part in the survey, offer your opinion, and who knows, at some point just around the corner, we very likely might start seeing some other items becoming skinnable. SKS, Salvaged X, don't know what's... There's other things. HMLMG, there you go, that's another one. I know a lot of you are aware of that. I know a lot of you keep asking for that, but if you want to see it happen, take part in this. Look in the description right now. You'll see it for yourself. Cool. So, yeah, I think we've addressed that. That's nice. I think we've gone through everything that needs to be said. So with that, I'm going to sit here and say thank you very much for watching the video. Greatly appreciate it. I hope it was reasonably concise to a point, but still certain things have to be apt about. Another thing I can point out, trade lock is not yet in yet. You can trade rust skins over. There's no 7-day trade lock at the moment. So, okay. Maybe it might be next week, next month. Don't know. I know they intended to set it up like 2 weeks ago, but it's still not in yet. So, yeah, it is what it is. Right then, so that is that. And again, SE members down. So I'm using Skinnalytics. You click that, it'll send you to Skinnalytics. So yeah, it's a little bit slow. There you go. All right, cool. Catch you later. See you, goodbye.